Hello friends, what's up? It's Monday night, Monday, Memorial Day. Hope y'all are doing well. It is May 27th. We're at the end of May. We are heading into June here in another almost week, 6 days. Heading into June, it's crazy. Hope you guys have enjoyed your day. If you had today off, hope you enjoyed it and hope you celebrated appropriately and remember why you had the day off. Either way, May 27th, another Monday. Hope y'all are doing well. What's going on here? What is happening here? I'm starting to think that we are in Seattle. It's been raining consistently here for 2 weeks. Montana doesn't get a lot of rain, so a lot of rain means flooding issues. Fortunately, we've been fine here, but it's feeling a bit like Seattle. We've had rain every day for 2 weeks now, so I think it's supposed to start clearing up a little bit tomorrow, but I'm ready for some sunshine. It was a bit nice. Yesterday, we spent most of yesterday morning outside on our back porch playing Scrabble, the husband and I. He actually took the whole weekend off and today, so I'm quite proud of him. He has not worked much at all, so that's a huge accomplishment for him. But it's been a nice weekend. Yeah, I know it's hot there. I'm sure our time's coming. And it's funny because it was like 80 a couple days ago. And the high today was like 54. And it's snowing in higher elevations right now. We haven't seen any snow. We got hail last night, but no snow yet. So, yay. I'm sure our hot weather is coming. Just to move on to something else, because weather is one of those things that I've pointed out before that people talk about when there's nothing else to talk about. I made, on my personal page this morning, I was doing some research for ideas and had this little thought, random thought. I'm curious what life would have been for us had Pinterest been around when we were younger. Just out of curiosity. I do think that our creativity and our imaginations were a whole lot stronger and better when we were younger, because guess what? We didn't have someone to feed ideas to us. We had to make up our own. When you had birthday parties, most of the time it was a cake. If there was a theme, there may have been themed, you know, tablecloths, streamers, balloons, that kind of thing, gift wrap. But it wasn't all those fancy, you know, named snacks to match the theme and overwhelmingly big paper bags and stuff. It's just one of those things that I've thought about. If Pinterest was around when we were younger, what it would have been like. I think that now there's so much stress to be Pinterest worthy, or it's kind of a competition. So I'm glad that we didn't have that growing up. But at the same time, I kind of would have liked to know what the difference would have been. Yeah. Anyway, before we get started, I do want to give a little shout out to my friend Rosemary, because last week after last week's Facebook Live, she shared Facebook Live and gave me some kudos and some love and all that good stuff. And when she did that, a couple of her friends liked the page. So I want to give a huge shout out. I'm going to send some love to my friend Rosemary. I've known her for years and years and years. We met when we were on LiveJournal way back in the day, before Facebook even existed. And we've never met. And I hate that we haven't met. We've been friends for like 15 years, before Philip and I knew each other. But yeah, I just gotta give her a shout out, send her some love. Thank you so much for sharing the Facebook Live. I appreciate you so much. Okay, tonight we're gonna talk alternative uses for pool noodles. But first, we are going to do a Martini. I had originally planned for another martini, but I changed my mind because I did not want to go to the liquor store to buy another ingredient. So I changed the recipe to, or I changed the martini to what I already had on hand. Again, it's my shindig. I can do what I want. Okay, the Ocean Blue Martini. Real simple. Vodka, blue curacao, cuckoo, whatever it is, blue curacao, and lime juice. Equal parts of each. So equal parts of vodka, blue curacao, and lime juice. I'm going to go ahead and say that way so I can keep talking about whatever I want while I make it. Before we get into alternative uses, I hope you guys saw the post that I shared earlier about the with the goats, because I seriously came across that yesterday and I laughed so hard. I was like, that could not have come up at a better time, because here we are talking about pool noodle alternative uses, and that is one heck of a use right there. And when we had dinner with some, well, the husband had I don't want to say it was a business dinner. There are people that he works with through work, but it was kind of a casual, just hangout evening or whatever, dinner Saturday night, when he was sharing what I did, kind of on the side or whatever, what I do. They asked what I was doing this Monday night, and I said I'm doing alternative uses for pool noodles. And the guy that was with it was just like, what? There's more than one? He said, I only know of one, and we did it in college. And in my head, I'm like, well, what was that? But discussion later was like keg stands or chugging alcohol or something. Obviously, I've never done it. In my mind, I'm just sitting here like, I'm pouring alcohol down that into my mouth. I don't know. Anyway, though, he was quite like, what? Huh? So yes, it is a completely random topic, but you'd be surprised how much you can do with a pool noodle. It's just foam. It's just a foam circle or noodle tube with a hole down it. So, I mean, and that didn't even fill the glass up. A shame. Either way, though, it's fine. But surprisingly, what I'm going to share with you this evening, there are tons more than what I will share that you can do with them. Seriously, if you just type in repurposed pool noodle or alternative use for pool noodle, tons and tons and tons of stuff comes up. So, Ocean Blue Martini. A little too much lime. It's good. I'd probably do a little bit less vodka or more blue curacao. A little bit less lime. It's not horrible. But the way that I've got the recipe, I don't think I'd make it like that again. So, let me rinse my palate. And actually, I completely forgot to grab Pop Rocks when we went to the grocery store this weekend, because you are supposed to line the glass with icing and then roll it in Pop Rocks. So I did not do that. But again, I don't do all that fancy schmancy rimming and stuff unless it's like super, super snazzy and stuff. All right, tonight, pool noodle alternative uses. There are a ton of them, completely random. You can get them at, it's funny because actually we went to the Dollar Tree and bought 2 or 3 of them, $1 each at the Dollar Tree. Go to Walmart, guess what? Same thing, 94 cents. So, Dollar Tree is usually my go-to for everything, but you do need to check your prices because it is not always the best deal. So, 6 cents. If it's a difference in, you know, location or whatever, is it worth it? But either way, pool noodles, 94 cents at Walmart, $1 at Dollar Tree. All right, First up, we're going to kind of talk kids hacks, alternative uses. If you have a young child that they are starting to sleep in their own bed for the first time, or you're moving them out of the crib, transitioning them into a grown up bed, go ahead and make the bed like you would accordingly, and stick this up underneath the fitted sheet next to the end. That way, so they have kind of like a bumper guard. That way, so they don't roll out of bed in the middle of the night, just like that. If you have young children, opening, closing doors, I'm sure they're slamming doors. If you want to prevent listening to the slamming doors or fingers getting smushed, cut off a, take a serrated knife. Serrated knife. Super easy to cut through them. Cut a section, and then cut a slit in one side. Then you can easily slip it just over the door. That way, so it blocks it from slamming shut and fingers getting stuck, just like that. Young children playing card games. I remember when I was little, trying to hold cards in my hand was difficult. Your hands are only so big. They can only hold so many. Take a pool noodle, cut it in half, cut a slit down part of it. Then they can easily prop this up on the table, lay their cards in it just like that. So they can easily see what they've got without having to worry about their hands. Next up, now some of these I did not fully do. Take a pool noodle, cut it in half all the way down so it looks like this, but really, really long. Then just give it to your kid. If they got toy cars, they can easily make little ramps, tubes, whatever. It will occupy them for days. They can roll those cars down. Quiet blocks. Blocks can get loud, super loud. Cut them in all different shapes, sizes. There are pool noodles that are in the shape of flowers. We saw some that were like diamonds, like octagon, tons of shapes or whatever. All different shapes, sizes. You got quiet blocks. They will build forever with them. Okay. Tic-tac-toe board. You could get, just throw some masking tape down on the floor, whatever, or large piece of paper. It's a lot cuter if you actually use the flower-shaped ones. You could do flower-shaped ones and then plain ones. Anyway, just do 2 different colors and you've got tic-tac-toe. Teachers. This is one I wish I knew when I was teaching. Wet paint brushes. They get everywhere. I take those out first. Fill your container up with water. Take your pool noodle, cut it into whatever section you want, just like we did here, and then you're just going to cut slits into it. It will slide onto the side of your container like that. Then you can slide your brushes in and out just like that. That way, so you don't have them dripping all over the place and falling on the floor and get paint everywhere. It happens. It's awful. And if you gotta clean it up, it's the worst. Now, next thing. Same thing. Full pool noodle size. You can easily take them and twist them how you want. Any way you want. Tape them to the wall. If it's like a fence, you can use zip ties. Easily, there's someone banging on something next to us. I don't know if it's my neighbor or the husband upstairs. Either way, take a bunch of pool noodles, make a random like maze, whatever. Whole bunch of, just twist them around each other. That way, so they've got it's cause and effect. You can easily, good tub game as well. Outdoor tub game. Marbles for older children. large marbles for older children. Or pom-poms, make sure they are, again, age appropriate. Small children, you're not going to want to give them small pom-poms because everything small is going to go in the mouth, and that's not something you want to fish out. Anyway, they will fit inside of your, this one actually, that's another game right there. Anyway, good little tube game, cause and effect. If I drop it in here, what happens? It comes out. And if it doesn't come out, just like that. Either way. Okay, moving right along, like I said, marbles, pom-poms, water play. Dump water in, what happens? It comes out. Next up, home hacks. Things that you can do at home that will help benefit, and someone is banging on something. This is really weird. Okay, fall is over, winter's over. I don't know if you're putting your boots away. Boots. I think it's the husband. It sounds like he's on a pogo stick. It's super weird. It's very distracting. Either way, your boots. The last thing you want is through the spring and summer for your boots to end up falling over like that. They end up making dents, and it could, if they're real leather, it could ruin the leather. So what you want to do is take a pool noodle, cut it to the size of your boot, prop it up in there. You got put your boot, inside of the closet, and it's going to stay up straight, and it's not going to ruin your boots or the material. If you have drawers that are drawers with organizers on the inside, let's say a great big utensil organizer, and you've got a good 2 or 3 inch gap in the back, and every time you open the drawer, guess what this does? It slides to the back, or it slides back and forth. All you have to do is cut off a piece of pool noodle the size that you need and stick it in the back. That way, so it prevents it from, sliding back and forth like that. It's super distracting. If you work a lot with computers, you probably have issues with carpal tunnel. Your arms get sore really quickly. Pool noodle, cut it in half, just like that. Of course, longer, that way so you've got space to move around. That way so when you're typing, your hands are even with the keyboard. That way so you're not going up like, that. You want to be more even. That way so you're not putting stress on those tendons. If you sew, do a lot of crafting. These are good for pin cushions, storing tacks, pins, nails, whatever. Perfect. This one is probably one of my favorite. Okay, if you have a need, there's many, many times that you need to fill up a large bucket of water, but the bucket will not fit underneath the tap in your sink. You can attach, depending on how big the head of your faucet is. Put this on, well, all it matters is how big the flow of water is. Put that onto the bottom of your faucet. Put the bottom into the bucket. That way so you can easily fill a bucket without having to finagle a bucket underneath awkwardly and then spill half the water out when you're trying to get the bucket. Super genius trick there. If you have a trampoline, I'm sitting here looking like, I didn't cut one out like that. If you have a trampoline, those coils, if I had a friend growing up in, when I was little, she had a trampoline, and you jump and jump and jump. If you fell in the right place, your hair could get caught up in those coils. Your skin could possibly get pinched. It's awful. Take your pool noodles, cut it to the length of the coil, cut that slit in it, and then just slide it over the coils. That way so you have them covered and there's no pinched skin or hair pulled out. I skipped a couple, or I skipped one at least. If you travel a lot, or if you have a lot of clothing that you need to store and you don't like to do a lot of ironing like me, your hangers, again, cut it to the size you need, cut a slit, slide over a hanger. You can easily hang your pants, scarves, whatever, over it. That way so they don't get that awkward dent from being hung on a hanger. Genius idea there. Or even, you know, across the top, if you've ever hung a shirt up for too long and ends up with those weird shoulder, you know, bends or whatever. There's a good little hack there. Okay, a little bit about ways that you can use for, you know, like decor, like decorations, decor, whatever. Napkin placement, picnics, pool parties, whatever. Just a napkin and strung through a little bit of pool noodle, just like that. If you are having a large party, use them as markers for cups. And of course, you could cut them a whole lot thinner than this. And again, something like this would be a whole lot prettier with the flower-shaped ones, or the ones that are a little bit prettier than the just standard circles. And here we go. This one's like a fun one too. Little tea lights. You can get the little tea lights, whatever color you want. A tea light will fit easily inside of the pool noodle. If you want, you can fill up a big bowl of water, light it, and set a couple of them in there. Pretty centerpieces. Or if you have a pool and you're having a pool party, you can set them just all over the floor, pool, and they will float around and look super, super pretty. Let me check here, make sure I've got everything. Oh, and I know if you craft a lot, you have seen this. If you make a lot of wreaths, and you don't want to buy wreath forms, they can be anywhere from $3 and up. This little styrofoam rings, $3 and up. Head to the Dollar Tree and stock up, because, or Walmart, you can easily take your pool noodle and shape it into a circle. Throw some duct tape around it and then shape it the way you want, and you have a wreath form. This is not the best example because I'm doing this quickly, but you can easily duct tape it and you have a wreath form for 94 cents as opposed to, you know, $3 and up. If you are doing any kind of decorating and you want to add just a little bit of color to, let's say your child's room, they've got a dresser and you want to do a little pop of color, you can get a knob. I don't think I included one. I think I had one originally. A knob, as long as it's got a long, you know, screw in, you can stick the knob in, and this will be behind the knob, so the knob doesn't run against the wood, rub against the wood, and you have a little pretty embellishment. I think that's it I got. Oh, back to what I was saying with the like bath toys and marbles and pom-poms, letting kids play with it. Funnels are awesome with that as well because you can easily attach them to the top and they can drop them in there, pour water, whatever. Funnels, again, cause and effect. Just give them the supplies. Kids are super creative. You just throw it at them and they will do something with it. So really, that's it. There are tons of hacks when it comes to pool noodles. Again, all you have to do is search for alternative uses or repurpose or pool noodle hacks. They're not just for floating in the pool. They're great tools for you to always keep on hand. Always keep on hand. Always, you know, grab a couple at the beginning of the summer, just throw them in your garage, store away. You never know when you need one or could use one. Next week, I'm kind of going back and forth with this because I've got a ton. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I got a couple more ideas when it comes to pool noodles. Oh, sorry. I forgot that I had these. If you are moving, use them to go around objects. Like say you're loading a moving truck, put them between objects that would rub against something else. That would say you don't ruin the furniture. Or on the top of a vehicle, to give it a little buffer or whatever. Like this guy's putting a ladder on top of his vehicle. That way so it doesn't scratch his Jeep. You can easily use a hose, like I said, put a hose on the end and drill some holes, cut some holes in it, and the water will come spouting out everywhere. This person's using it to wash their dog. You could string a ton of these through your yard to make a sprinkler system to water all of your gardening. Let's say you're growing a whole bunch of fruits, vegetables, whatever. Decor, super easy. Just take whatever color and stick some fun decorations in them. Wrap them in contact paper, scrapbook paper, whatever. This is a candle set. They just, you know, a little like tiered set there. And last but not least, use as floral foam. One long one. And all you do, just stick your pieces of flowers, greenery, whatever, up and down into it. You got a fun little centerpiece. I just hit my lamp. It's fine. Now, back to what I was saying. Next week, we are talking Father's Day. We are going to just do some brainstorming. I don't have any one idea. I have a ton of ideas, but no one idea. So next Monday, we're just going to chat and hang out and discuss Father's Day gifts. If you are like my dad, they have everything they need, you know, perfect daughter. And so they don't really need anything else. So what do you get the person that has everything? So next Monday night, we are just chatting and brainstorming DIY Father's Day gifts or ideas. And we will start with the fudgesicle martini, because even if they don't want a gift, I'm sure you could still give them a fun martini and they would be just as happy. So there you go. So that is next week. Until then, do me a favor and make sure you have liked Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, like all those pages. I am sharing different ideas on each one, or actually more specifically on Instagram and Facebook. But make sure you have liked each one. Share them with your friends. Send me your ideas. If there's something you guys want to see, send it my way. I am in the middle of trying to compile all of my ideas into one place because I have saved them in bookmarks on my computer, on Pinterest, on my phone. I have screenshotted them. I've got a ton in Google Drive. I've got them all over the place. So I am in the middle of pulling them all into one place and organizing them that way so I have all of my ideas together. That way so I can have a better idea of what Facebook Live ideas I've got. So, but again, I want to do what you guys want to see. I want to help solve any headaches or problems you have. So send them my way. Just like that. Until then, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. And you guys join me next Monday. That's it then, I guess. Bye, y'all.